Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. This is Miss Brianne, and welcome back to Sensory Friends, the virtual program where we meet once a month during the school year in order for me to demonstrate to you how to make all these awesome sensory toys and games that you can enjoy in order to relax or have fun. Now, usually we do this live when we make the toy or the slime or whatever it is together. But unfortunately, we can't do that right now. So until we're able to meet again, please join us here at the Westhampton Free Virtual Library in order to see these video demonstrations of these cool things you can do. Now, for the month of May, we are going to continue to celebrate the season of spring. Now, as a reminder, what do you think of when you think about spring? Well, you think about flowers and green grass and new animals being born, chicks hatching, and it's always like light, very light pastel colors. Now this month we're going to continue our pastel color theme, and I'm going to show you how to make another type of slime, which you probably already made before, but this is a completely different recipe, which is a lot of fun to make. However, before we do that, I always read you a story about the theme for the month, which is spring. Now I got this fun little book. So, who's heard of the story Click Clack Moo? Well, the same authors of Click Clack Moo wrote this fun book, and it is called Giggle, Giggle, Quack. So, Giggle, Giggle, Quack. Now the author is Doreen Cronin. Now the author is the person who wrote the words to the story. And the illustrator is Betsy Lewin. And the illustrator is the person who drew the pictures in the story. And then we have the publisher, which is the company that puts the book into print and sends it to the bookstores to sell. And the publisher of this book is Simon Schuster Books for Young Readers, which is an imprint of Simon & Schuster Children's Publishing Division. With that being said, are we ready to begin? Okay, here we go. Farmer Brown was going on vacation. He left his brother Bob in charge of the animals. So our popular character Farmer Brown is going to go on vacation. And he's leaving he's going to have his brother take care of the animals. Take a look at how Bob is dressed. Based on that, do you think he works on a farm? With that being said, do you think he could take care of the animals? Well, you never know. Maybe he's not a farmer now, but he may have been helped out on the farm as a kid. Who knows? And also because he's related to Farmer Brown, maybe he's good at taking care of animals. But anyway, let's find out. I wrote everything down for you. Just follow my instructions and everything will be fine. But keep an eye on Duck. He's trouble. Farmer Brown thought he heard giggles and snickers as he drove away, but couldn't be sure. What do you think? What do you think the animals are thinking? Do you think it's going to be an easy time for them? Think they'll get away with things now that Farmer Brown is gone? Well, why don't we continue to find out? Bob gave Duck a good long stare and went inside. He read the first note. Tuesday night is pizza night, not the frozen kind. The hens prefer anchovies. Giggle, giggle, quack. Or giggle, giggle, cluck. Do you think Farmer Brown wrote those notes? Do you think he feeds the farm animals pizza? I don't know. I'm not so sure. 29 minutes later, there was hot pizza in the barn. And it looks like the animals are having the time of their life enjoying all the pizza. Bob checked on the animals before he went to bed. Everything was just fine. So it looks like the animals are good, right? They're happily sleeping. Everything seems all in good. Or is it? Well, let's find out. Wednesday is bath day for the pigs. Wash them with my favorite bubble bath and dry them off with my good towels. Remember, they have very sensitive skin. Giggle, giggle, oink. It probably is. What do you think? Do you think it's really bath day for the pigs? Well, it probably is, but do you think that they would use Farmer Brown's bubble bath and the good towels for that? What do you think, boys and girls? I don't know. Well, let's see what happens. Bob had all the pigs washed in no time. Looks like the pigs are very happy. Farmer Brown called home on Wednesday night to check in. Did you feed the animals like I wrote in the note? He asked. Done, replied Bob, counting seven empty pizza boxes. I mean, Bob isn't lying. He is doing what the letter said, but he thinks they're from Farmer Brown. Are they really from Farmer Brown? I don't know. Take a look at Duck. What do you think he's holding? Looks like a pencil, huh? Well, let's see what else happens. Did you see my note about the pigs? All taken care of, said Bob proudly. Are you keeping a very close eye on Duck? He asked. Bob gave Duck a good, long stare. Duck was too busy sharpening his pencil to notice. Oh, look! Duck is sharpening a pencil in a pencil sharpener. Is that suspicious behavior for a duck? Do you think Bob is getting suspicious? Well, why don't we find out? Just keep him in the house, ordered Farmer Brown. He's a bad influence on the cows. Giggle, giggle, moo. Giggle, oink. Giggle, quack. Yeah, Farmer Brown doesn't trust the duck at all. Probably for good reason, huh? Oh, another letter. And guess who's right there? The duck. Let's see what happens. Thursday night is movie night. It's the cow's turn to pick. Giggle, giggle, moo. Do you think animals really care about movies? I don't know. Bob was in the kitchen, popping corn. Just as the animals settled in to watch, the sound of music, the phone rang. Uh-oh, this is not good. The only thing Farmer Brown heard on the other end was giggle, giggle, quack, giggle, moo, giggle, oink. Uh-oh. Duck! Screamed Farmer Brown. Looks like the duck got caught, huh? Well, let's see what happens. Oh, looks like Duck is holding a sign. It's for you, Bob. And it looks like Farmer Brown's on his way home. What do you think will happen to Bob? Good story, huh? I thought it was a nice, funny way to celebrate the season of spring. So take a few minutes to think about the book. What was your favorite part? And was there anything you didn't really like so much? Well, I certainly hope you enjoyed the story for today. I certainly enjoyed reading it to you, boys and girls. But what do you say? You think it's time to move on to our activity for today? Well, let's move on to our fun craft. Now, today I'm going to teach you how to make a fluffy slime. Now, who's heard of puffy paint? Well, fluffy slime is very similar to puffy paint, but you can actually play with it as opposed to puffy paint. Alright, sorry about that, boys and girls, but fluffy slime is something you can actually play with. Now, sadly, I don't have a sample to show you today, but I am going to teach you how to make it. So, without further ado, let's begin. So what you're going to need is a bowl, a plastic spoon, and you should have gotten, before the program video, if you registered, you should have received a craft kit that contained some white glue, cornstarch, baking soda, and contact lens solution. So you should have received those when you got your craft kit. However, you should also have on hand food coloring in a pastel color, lotion, foaming shaving cream, foaming hand soap. And you should also have a measuring tablespoon, a half a cup solid measuring cup, and a 1 cup solid measuring cup. So with that being said, are we ready to begin? Alright, let's get started. So you're going to take your 1 cup solid measuring cup, and you are going to measure 1 cup of glue. There we go. So you're going to take your 1 cup of glue and you're going to pour it into your bowl. And you can use your plastic spoon to help out if needed. So there's your glue. Now, the next step is to take your food coloring, and I like to keep this as light as possible, so I'm probably going to only add a drop. So 1 drop of food coloring, and I chose purple today. And I'm going to mix it together to color the glue. And you just keep mixing until all the glue is colored. All right, isn't that a nice color? Now, if you really want to, and if you have it, if you want to make your slime smell nice, you can put a drop or 2 of fragrance oil. Now, I forgot my strawberry oil at home, or else I would have put some in the slime. I probably would have made it pink too. And then we can call it strawberry fluff slime. But anyway, I digress. Let's move on. The next thing you're going to do is take your 1 cup measuring cup again. You're going to measure out 1 cup of shaving cream. And this is not going to be exact. There we go. 1 cup of shaving cream. And you're going to put it into your bowl. And I'm just going to put this in the sink because we're done with this measuring cup. All right, now, ready for the next step? The next step is we're going to take our foaming hand soap and measure out a 1/2 cup of foaming hand soap. So there we go. And we are going to put that in our bowl. All right. And we're done with this one now. All right, sorry boys and girls, I just wanted to rinse out the spoon a little bit. Now, ready for the next step? Okay, next step is we're gonna add 4 tablespoons of cornstarch. If I can. Hold on. So 1. Now, boys and girls, you don't have to add this. 2. However, this will give your slime that very smooth, creamy texture. Hold on a minute. This one's done. And there we go. Three. it for? All right, so now we have our cornstarch in. Are we ready for the next step? Well, next up we're going to take 2 tablespoons of lotion, and I'm going to use the 1/4 teaspoon for this. Hold on a minute. So we're just going to add, and I'm going to do 4/4 teaspoons to make a teaspoon and 2 more teaspoons to make a tablespoon. So oops. Just keep adding. So you're going to add 2 tablespoons of lotion. Now if you having a 1 tablespoon measuring spoon is great for this purpose. So that's 1 tablespoon. Now we got to do the other. And this may not be exact, don't worry about it. Okay, 2 more teaspoons and then we're done. Oops. And there we go. So that's 2 tablespoons of lotion. Now we're going to take our spoon and mix it all together. Oh, and note, boys and girls, just a little precaution or side note, use a bigger bowl. So we just mixed that all together and it looks a little something like this. Yeah, I know, it's a little bit blobby. Just gonna clean up a little bit. All right. So now that we have that, the next thing we're going to do is we are going to take our baking soda and put 1 tablespoon of baking soda into our mixture. So do that. We're going to stir a little bit to incorporate that a little. And then finally, we're going to add our contact lens solution. And we're going to do 1 tablespoon. So we got 1 teaspoon. We're going to do 2 more teaspoons. Okay, that's 2, and then 1 more. All right, so now we're going to mix this all together. So you start mixing with the spoon. And then, once it starts to come together, then you can start to knead. So that here it's starting to come together. And you just slowly start to knead it. There we go. So let me show you on camera what it looks like. So here's the fluffy slime right over here. Now you can always check the consistency if you want. You can add a little bit more cornstarch contact lens solution if you desire. I wouldn't add too much because if you add too much it makes it stiff. If you want a little bit firmer, another tablespoon of contact lens solution will do. But here's the fluffy slime. Let me clean this all up. Yeah, next time, boys, and lesson learned, use a bigger bowl. You can throw some of this in. Then finally, I'm just going to add another couple tablespoons of lotion. 1. Just for a little added stretchiness. Probably so that's like 1 tablespoon. And that's 2 tablespoons. And you just mix it all up together. And this makes it even a little bit even stretchier. And you just mix that all in. And you don't have to put the extra lotion in if you don't want to. It'll take a minute to firm up. You just got to keep playing with it. Like so. Adding. It's very messy. It can get very messy at times, but the end result is so worth it. But here is the fluffy slime. Now keep in mind, this slime will deflate in a couple of days. If you want to see the non-deflatable version of fluffy slime, let me know, and I will do a program involving that. But otherwise, in any event, this has been Sensory Friends. Thank you so much for joining me today. Have a great day, and I'll see you next month.